So, getting into game number 2. Play some more of my music. Actually, you know what I can put on? Hold on. Let's listen to some of this. So obviously the teams have swapped around. TSA now taking the blue side and Ed Sheeran's fan club version 2 taking the red side. So Vayne being banned out and Vel'Koz, they are going to respect the fact that Mido had a very, very good game on the Vel'Koz. The question is, what do they do about the Volibear? Because if they disrespect the Volibear, I think they're going to pay for it. I know that Mido did a ton of damage that game on Vel'Koz, but the Volibear from Sario was really, really strong. Oh, the LCK champ music is pretty good too. I just looked up champion select music. This is the first thing I found. Dude, I would love to be like super, super hype, but this is more of a chill night. Dorm life sucks. Okay, so wait. What? Is Yumi Big Mac a Volibear player? Hold on. I must go to Lil King. Because I saw that someone in chat was saying that Yumi Big Mac without Volibear is really, really bad. Or, you know, can't play as effectively as good with Volibear. Oh, interesting. So that was a targeted pick away. I didn't even know that. I just thought that Sariel was a Volibear god. That must specifically be just at the LCS though, because as far as solo queue is concerned, I don't see him playing much Volibear. He's played 5 games in Season 5. That's very strange. Interesting. Well, it's good that you guys are here now. We can all know a little bit more. I guess I can know a little bit more because I didn't even know that was a... I know that Volibear is really strong in the jungle right now, but... Anyway, speaking of really, really strong, Soraka is an absolute terror and super, super annoying to deal with. Ed Sheeran's fan club. Alright. Know what I can do. There we go. Korean music. Even the Korean champs like music is better. Alright, so Lyrel and Archon V, the same exact bot line they had before. Which, you know, they did fine. They didn't do great, but they did exactly what they needed to do to win, and then both of them managed to get really strong as their team got strong too. Yeah, the role swaps between these teams have been, at least between Crimson Cat and the rest of Team Single Agent, it's been pretty crazy. I do know that, at least I think Mido squad has done a couple of role swaps, but it's generally been the same setup where Lyrel's AD carry, Archon support, Sexy in the top lane rocking mostly tank champions, and then Sariel jungle and Mido as the mid laner. Now Crimson Cat's Ezreal is something that he's very, very comfortable on. Yumi Big Mac actually locking in a Singe that's probably going to go to Empan in the top lane. Whoa! Singe Soraka Ezreal is a very funny kite-heavy composition. So I'm curious to see what exactly Ed Sheeran's fan club are going to do to deal with that much kite. You do want champions that can stick to the enemy. Tristana's pretty good at that. Braum as well. Gnar is very good at chasing down champions, but if this is a Gnar and a Fiora, hold on now. So that Gnar has been locked in. Generally you see Gnar going to the top lane, but generally you also see Fiora going to the top lane. Is he really going to lock? What the heck? Alright. Oh, snap. Oh, there is no champion that sticks to an enemy champion better than Master Yi. That is for sure. Yeah, I was thinking Caston as well, but we might see Caston in the mid lane. However, he is such a great champion at just running down the enemy and make sure they instantly die, especially against Soraka. The thing is, Soraka is broken if he manages to stay alive and heal her team, but if she goes down quickly, she's very susceptible to assassins and quick burst. Just got a hot new ad on Skype from a sex bot, thank you, but nope. Anyway, yeah, Emperor and Leonidas, you definitely did call it. We're gonna see the Master Yi in the jungle. Late September, looking to play Victor again, so probably knowing that Midor Disco Nunu has lost the option to play Vel'Koz, probably feels a little bit more confident. And Mpan once again return to Trundle, so not... Wait a second. Okay, who's going top, who's going jungle? They both have Smite right now, I'm so trolled. And Midor Disco Nunu. Alright, I actually don't think Zilean would be a bad choice here. Because he's Speed of the Master Yi. Zilean's just actually a pretty strong utility-based champion anyway, but he also does a decent amount of damage. Hold on now, I'm still confused as to Yuumi, Big Mac, and Mpan. Okay, one of them has to be going somewhere that is in the jungle. I do think it's more likely to be a jungle Trundle. Okay, and that's what it seems to be. LeBlanc, another assassin and another champion, very good at sticking to enemy champions, so it's a kite comp versus a chase comp. Let's see who's going to be able to take it. I do think Dimmer-X and Yuumi Big Mac are going to swap though, because Dimmer-X... Hold on, that could have been a pocket pick, that's Singed. That's maybe what I'm thinking here. Just make sure that I get that confirmed. Okay, so Singed was a token pick. And probably a token pick for the start of the game, didn't tell me. Thanks, guys. Okay, it's for Malphite. So no Singed, unfortunately. Why do you say it that way if you're not? Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't mind if they swap around. Takes a little bit extra time, but make sure that everyone has what they want. So long as they don't take a while, guys, we know what's gonna happen. Disband your champions. Good lord. I'm sure they could. I don't care enough to have it, like, whatever. They want to waste 1 minute of our time just to make sure that they don't have to spend the 20 seconds of mental math. I'll give it to them. They're busy. You guys are so adamantly defending this. I don't disagree. I just think that token picks, you know, people would like to use token picks, then that's okay. These bans are slow. Like, they should definitely be going through it fast, since they know what they want to do. It is tedious, you're right. Dude, I can't wait till OGN starts. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a post from the Riot Korea talking about how OGN, all the games from the LCK are going to be casted by the 3 OGN casters. Joa, Monte Cristo, and Papa Smithy. But then also Spot TV is like gonna cover half them just as far as production is concerned, which is kind of interesting. But I'm just really excited for OGN in general. I've got this tradition of making pancakes in the morning. Watching Korean League. I've been doing it for like 2 years now. Sorry, what's the difference? If it goes to game 3, can we have all for one? Maybe in the playoff finals, Kappa. The difference between, okay, so Spot TV, OGN has been the company that's produced professional League of Legends in Korea for years. And Spot TV, Riot basically gave Spot TV a contract where Spot TV can now produce League of Legends broadcasts as well. And people thought that originally Spot TV was going to be handling half the broadcasts, meaning they would also have half of the production as well as casters. So the traditional OGN casters would no longer cast half of the games for League of Legends that they have in the past. Oh. What are you asking, Duke? Anyway, I'm just going to complete the story anyway since I started. So yeah, Spot TV basically now is going to be producing half the League of Legends broadcasts for Riot Korea and the LCK. However, the OGN casters are still going to be on 100% of the casts, and OGN is also going to have control half the production. It's kind of strange, but anyway, even though this isn't a Sims and instead Malphite, that actually does strengthen the team fight coming out of TSA squad a little bit. Oh, you're asking about pick order? So the reason why we have token picks is basically that the players want to ensure they can get certain picks first, but they might not have all the champions. So like, theoretically you could just ask, why not, you know, have whoever go first? But some of the people literally have like 20 champions in their champion pool. Yeah, the big Malphite. What about it? It wasn't Dimmer X who picked Singed, it was, I want to say Yumi Big Mac. But they wanted Dimmer X to pick, I don't know. These kids, probably if they figured out a more efficient way to do picks anyway. Yes. You can, you're right. Okay, cool. And then we got that aside. 1 minute more, obviously, in the spectator delay, which is a bit annoying, but just to make sure that these teams aren't watching and trying to ghost off of each other. Pick bans in chat. You know, that's a possibility. Would make it a little bit slower. The question is why, though. Like, seriously, it's not a huge deal if it takes a little bit longer. And also, that's just kind of unfun, I guess, because it is kind of fun to discuss the mentality between people who ban really quickly and, you know, are very sure of what they're doing, and the teams that are a little bit more reactive. Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, compared to the Riot broadcasts where the players have every champion locked up, it's a little bit of a different situation. It's just a question of whether or not it's actually important enough for us to address it. I don't think it's a problem that needs to be addressed per se. I think it's inconvenient. And if you guys want to come up with a solution that's easier to implement than, you know, just having this set up, then by all means, like, I would love it. But it's just not something I particularly care enough to worry about. Alright, so game number 2 of this best of 3 series. TSA looking to come back and push to a 3rd game, while Ed Sheeran's Fan Club version 2 is trying to end the series 2-0. And Ed Sheeran's Fan Club game 1 victory was nothing short of a stomp. So heading into the 2nd game, TSA really have their work cut out for them. Alright, we are back onto the Summoner's Rift. Remember, the teams have switched sides, so this is now TSA on the left blue, and Ed Sheeran's Fan Club on the right side. That there. That. Oops.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
There. And here we go. So Master Yi in the jungle opposite a Trundle jungle. Considering how both these teams have relatively weak early games, I don't think we're going to see any shenanigans level 1. Lyral and Archon, they're going to walk over a trinket ward placed by Fan Club, and does this mean they're actually going to push for something? I'm just going to Yuumi Big Mac on this bot side of the jungle. And it looks like Empan does want to start here. Now, I know how Trundle jungle works to a certain extent. I'm more familiar with him in lane, obviously, but I want to guess that his clear early really isn't that great. But his ganks are probably quite strong, or like decently strong. Also, he does have the psychologically damaging best dance of the game, so when your enemy sees that, you know, they just know it's over. Mitter Discanunu up against Late September again, but this time Mitter Discanunu on LeBlanc as opposed to Vel'Koz. Still, LeBlanc a champion he is very familiar with. A bit different of a dynamic though. It's going to be a little bit more risky for him to push like he did it when he was playing Vel'Koz, because he needs to go in to get his push on, as you see there. And Late September can trade very effectively against that. Champion.gg says the Troll King is pretty good. Yeah, one of the interesting things right now is that as far as win rates are concerned, since there is no professional play, solo queue win rates have probably a lot of champions that are very high. For example, Misfortune. Misfortune is decently commonly played, but considering how broken she is, I would expect people to play on more. It's just that there's no professional LCS play, so people don't see how broken MF is, and simply don't play her as often. But that's probably going to change as more, you know, as Season 6 really starts. Alright, so both bot lanes getting their level 2. Lyral and Archon doing a bit better at pushing this time. Obviously, Tristana's a great lane pusher, especially when she's against something like an Ezreal, who generally isn't considered incredibly good at pushing waves early. As well as Soraka, who provides really no pressure in pushing a lane. Oh wow, surprised that hit a minion there. Sariel just walks through the lane. Doesn't even want to waste time. Nice. Aerial chain from Discanunu's LeBlanc, and whoa, sexy. That was a tricky little boomerang there. I don't think that was intended, but he managed to get the slow from it anyway. Dimerax is now The one issue when you're up against a resourceless champion like Gnar, it's very, very easy to lose the resource battle. Since Gnar only needs to deal with cooldowns, and Dimerax has to worry about her mana bar. Sariel, or excuse me, Empan is looking for something, but Sariel is here. Let's see, Sexy's gonna get his ultimate soon, but he flashes away just to make sure. Or I shouldn't have said ultimate, I should have said Meganar. I'm not actually sure if Sexy needed to flash there, but he felt that was the case. Playing it very, very cautiously, but that is a, you know, successful gank. Even though Empan was not able to pick up a kill, he does burn that summoner. Might say 1v1 here. Sariel gonna go on to Empan. Empan, though very strong, and Sariel was at half HP when the fight started. Now Sariel in trouble. Sariel might need to flash away here. The boomerang gonna hit from Sexy, who doesn't have his flash anymore. Remember, this is the slow from Dimerax, but Dimerax is once again. And Sexy turning it around. Dimerax is gonna get the hyper proc. That's gonna be a big slow, but the flash and the kill onto Empan. Midodriscanuno flash for the kill, but the flash away from Empan now. TSA are gonna be able to pick up first blood after that crazy fight in the top lane. Crimson Cat gonna get stunned up. That's a lot of damage. Lyral might look to jump in. Soraka's stay not providing much, putting down that slow field, not gonna land the root, however. And TSA, they pick up that first blood over to Empan's Trundle jungle. Let's see if he can snowball it in the same fashion that we saw Sariel snowball his lead in the last game. See, that's the issue in the Soraka lane. Even if you do a ton of damage to the enemy AD carry, if you don't kill the enemy AD carry, your damage doesn't matter. It's so imperative that you kill the Soraka first, or simply burst down the enemy AD carry enough that you just get the kill. Stun there from Sexy. Has a little bit of a minion advantage in this top lane. Just to go back to that earlier, 2v2, 2v3 fight we saw. The issue was that Serial tried to take a fight while he was very, very low, and considering how pathetically weak Master Yi is early game, it's generally never a position you want to, force yourself to be into. His Alpha Strike there was just very, very debatable. And then even to try and take a fight afterwards, onto Trundle and Malphite, who are both very tanky champions, was, just not a very well thought out play. Man, it's actually getting aggressive with Finar there. Lands the boulder toss as well. I guess I should say lands the house toss. Doesn't land that one though. Mpan 2005 is in the area, and Sexy does know since there's a ward this time. So roles reversed. You see better warding from Ed Sheeran's fan club, and that's why they've, at least compared to last game, that's one thing that TSA's laners did not do as well. They did not have as many defensive wards against enemy ganks. In this case, they don't really need it as much because he is a jungler who is much more farm heavy as opposed to gank heavy. But considering Trundle is a champion who does like to gank, they want to make sure that they win. And speaking of good wards, Serial actually sniffing that out, placing his pink ward down. That's a very excellent pink ward to place. It's hard for the blue team to contest that, considering it's just on the red side. Let's get into the wet noodle fight at the top lane. Sexy might be able to land his hyper. That's a lot of damage onto Dimmer X. Dimmer X needs to be careful. Sexy got that third hyper proc. Dimmer X would be very, very low. First game was over to, Ed Sheeran's fan club. That's the one thing that this awesome overlay doesn't have just yet. Actually, two things. One, it'll have the team and score displays next time we use it, or for the finals at least. And then it'll also have a rotating sponsor banner at the bottom. The Dimmer now super low. They're just probably going to be able to pick this up really easily. Yeah, didn't even need to use Ignite. And that's going to be kills equalized by Ed Sheeran's fan club. They're up about 400, 300 gold. The only lane that has a minion advantage is TSA's bot lane. Crimson Cat and Yumi Big Mac. The question is, Crimson Cat, can he find a way playing as ADC to have the same kind of impact he has had when he's played mid lane? It's a conundrum, that's for sure. Oh, awkward missing shot there. He's gonna hop away, but the Trundle killer coming down. Mpan's looking for a kill here. Sexy is not gonna get Mega Form, and he might need to flash. There you go. Mpan didn't flash after him, content just to get rid of that summoner spell. And that's the second time we've seen Mpan force out Nar's flash, but let's see if he can actually capitalize it, because it's not enough just to force out an enemy summoner. If your solo laner can't get a kill on their own and you don't push that summoner disadvantage by trying to go for it again before the flash is up, then it's really not, there's almost no point. So late September is going to pick up a blue buff for himself. But once again, Midodriskanunu looking to roam. This time he's in the bottom lane, and there is no vision for TSA's bot lane. So they are in big trouble, but they don't know it. That's the slow onto Uni Big Mac. They're going to go for the Soraka. Soraka flashes away, and the heal is used by Crimson Cat as well, but that's two summoners Forced out. Mid are just going to be taking a lot of damage for retaliation though. And 3 members of TSA converging into the middle lane. This turret gonna take a beating here, and Serial's forsaken it entirely. So actually, that roam to the bot lane might pay out for TSA. Yeah, they're gonna be able to pick up the first turret of the game. Interesting rotation, counter rotation, I guess I'd say, from Team Single Asian, but managing to pick up a turret of their own, or the first turret, I should say, and equalizing the gold lead now. Ed Sheeran's fan club are looking to pick up a turret of their own, but the thing is, in a 2v3 situation, these Ezreal and the Soraka are just going to be able to clear so easily. And yeah, slight gold advantage now for TSA. Babe September and Mpan are in the bottom lane. Gamer X and Sexy. It's always so funny, I feel like the direct camera just loves top lane for some reason. It's probably because top laners seem to hit each other a lot. And that's really something that the camera looks for, is when enemy champions are hitting each other. But the thing is, because top laners are generally tanky, they're, you know, not actually accomplishing many things often. So yeah. And then also, the other big lane, where there's 2 enemy champions fighting each other, will be bot lane. Probably why the directed camera likes that lane as well. As you can see, these 2 champions, or both sides, are moving a lot, whereas mid lane is very far apart. Junglers obviously jungle, and whenever there's no top lane action, you generally go to bot lane. Oh, mid of Discamino. Oh my god. Standard combo, use the W for gap closer, and then Q, sigil, mimic sigil, so much damage. Late September might actually want to go for an Abyssal Scepter this game. Pretty good item on Victor anyway. Oh, Sexy's in trouble. Gonna have Mega Gnar fairly soon. The hop is not going to be double hop. Mpan gets the tunnel kill down. Sexy hasn't got Mega just yet. Now he does. That's a stun but knocked back. Mpan gonna flash for it though. He's gonna put the ult down. Sexy needs to run away. He lands the boulder toss. Mpan, can he pick this up? No, he cannot. Sexy gets ganked 2v1 and Ezreal ultimate coming in, but it's gonna go clear. Good stuff to Sexy. Not only did he get ganked 2v1, but the enemy also tried to flash onto him, and he still gets out alive. Showing us that he's proficient on more just than Mundo for his team. Probably not something that TSA expected, because we've seen Sexy play Mundo so freaking often. Now, because Sariel saw the enemy jungler in the top side of the map, he's going to be starting this dragon, and he's fairly farmed now. Is building towards the Devourer. How many stacks is he at? 16 stacks after almost 14 minutes is pretty good. Definitely on par to complete that state of Devourer around 18-19 minutes, which is quite a fast Devourer. And at that point, he becomes strong enough to start really fighting. Yeah, the enemy's putting a lot of pressure onto Sexy, trying to help Dimrax come back as far as CS is concerned, and just take advantage of Sexy's aggressiveness. But I have to say, Sexy's aggressiveness is very calculated. He knows his limits, and he knows the enemy champion limits as well, which is why he's been such a boon for his team. Everything's a minion. And minions are bugs. League of Legends is giant bull spaghetti. Both Mpan and Late September looking to gank at this bot lane, but another ward in the Tribrush now. And that Lyral and Archon easily going to be able to walk away. More wet noodle action. September now going back to the mid lane. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Hold on now. Are we going to see an Ezreal ultimate? Crimson Cat does not have ultimate up, so we probably won't. Oh, let's see. Sariel, he knows the enemy Trundle is in the area. That was very clever not to go for that blue buff. Greedier junglers might have gone for it. I won't play this. I won't play Tristan anymore until I have the skin, because this skin is actually the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. Look how cute that is. For anyone who doesn't know, this was covered in the last stream that we had. I'm a huge dragon fan. Like, ever since I was a kid, I just love dragons, and reptiles, and dinosaurs. So, a baby dragon as the skin is just so adorable. Oh, sexy. Gonna get ulted by Dimmerx, but now a 2v3 under turret. Sariel and Mitter just gonna looking for something. Flash from late September. Flash from Dimmerx. Sariel gonna get the resets. This 1 kill. That's gonna be 2 kills. And Ezreal goes wide, but Empan slowed by the Frost Queen's claim. Empan, you are in such big trouble now. Doesn't have flash. Archon is looking for him. Lands the slow. And they get the stun. Probably doesn't even matter. Mitter just gets the kill. And they killed Sexy, but they lost 3 members as a result. Not worth for TSA. Yeah, that was pretty odd. Last time I was talking about how my password had certain keywords, or didn't even have those keywords, it just had to do with a certain type of something. Alright, anyway, Archon lands on the Yuumi Big Mac. The Root gonna land knock up with flash away from Archon, or Yuumi I should say. Crimson Cat is forced to Arcane Shift as well. Still has flash available. Might use it. Actually, not even gonna matter. That's dead Yuumi, dead Crimson Cat, and 17 minutes in. The kill score is 2-6. TSA have their backs against the wall once again. Late September now, gonna get slowed out. Going to take so much damage. The chain is gonna land on Lyrel. Not gonna take the jump in. Okay, interesting. Sexy's actually dead. A little bit too aggressive there. His team was not willing to back him up considering how low they were. Alright, my password was not password. I'm not even gonna talk about what my password was in the past because it's just at this point, I don't, like, it was spooky how vague I was about it and also how complex it was, but the fact that someone was able to get in the day after I talk about it vaguely is just weird. Anyway, back to this game of League of Legends. Mitter Discanuno on this LeBlanc pick. He's a little bit behind in terms of farm, but he's roamed so often and so well for his team. 3-0-3. 100% kill participation. Hasn't died a single time. And has most gold in the game. Just kidding. He's actually behind Sariel, who's 100 or 2 ahead with a huge amount of E farm. 18 minutes in, has the State of Devourers completed. And that does not bode well for TSA because now they're behind. And, you know, Ed Sheeran's fan club, their team composition is just going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Tristana is a champion that scales infinitely almost to a certain extent, or just very, very well. Master Yi keeps scaling forever and ever. LeBlanc sort of falls off, but she's not useless, and she's still going to be very, very relevant for quite some time, especially with how fed she is. Dimmerx gonna get slowed down here. Does have ultimate, does not have flash. That's a knockback from Sexy. Dimmerx now. Do you need to ultimate to get out? Yes, you do. Bot lane turret from TSA down to just about a third. Mid lane turret in the same situation. Sexy looking to get hits onto the turret. Sariel's actually stopped the siege, so this is a 2v3 siege. Not really something that I feel like Ed Sheeran's fan club is actually going to be able to take successfully, but now Sariel looking for a gank to the ball lane. They do have vision. Are they going to go for the dive? I doubt it's a smart idea, and so do they. As we're approaching the 20-minute mark, Sariel is hunting for a kill in the enemy jungle. Empan clearing out the Krugs, and Sariel just going to be content. Oh boy. 2v1 kill, dive onto poor late September. And a bot lane turret going down means more gold in the pockets of Sariel looking for the ganker. Yuumi Beckman doesn't have flash. Crimson Cat doesn't have flash. That's Sariel and Crimson free. Gets another double kill now on a rampage. And Ed Sheeran Fan Club version 2 are starting same snowball we saw in game number 1, and it's a little bit later in this situation. And they are really starting to ramp into gear. 4 kills on the LeBlanc, 4 kills on the Master Yi. Master Yi out farming solo laners of the enemy team. 20 minutes in, too. This has not been a very long game. Oh boy. Now, the team that loses this series won't be 3rd or 4th place automatically. We will have a 3rd place 2 out of 3 decider. But, you know, qualifying for the finals means that you get at least a couple of $100 worth of prizes. So it's definitely, obviously, much better to be 1st or 2nd than 3rd or 4th. This is indeed game 2. Game 1 went in favor of Ed Sheeran's fan club in a very dominating fashion.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Empan pinging out the top lane again, looking to kill Sexy. Sexy has Flash, is taking a lot of damage and Flash away, but actually goes down. That's a solo kill. Dimmer X, wow, that was pretty impressive, but now Empan tried to make a gank happen, but he might be caught out here. We see the Wolf Spirit hunting down Lyra and Mitter Disconino. Mitter Disconino wants to land the chain, lands the chain. Empan doesn't need to flash away. No, he's just going to take so much damage. He goes down immediately. Late September now, going to caught out Flash from Serio. And the Flash from Late September is not going to be enough. Serio's now unstoppable, looking to dive Dimmer X under turret. That's another double kill to the Master Yi, and Yuumi Big Mac goes down in the crossfire. Triple kill over to Serio. 22 minutes in, 4 members of TSA, I almost said TSM, have gone down. And I wonder if Baron is in their sights. I don't actually know if they can do it. I feel they could. But I'm just going to play a little bit safer here. My goodness. Ed Sheeran's fan club. Who would have thought that a team of completely, you know, free agent players has done so well? That's one of the stories of this fall split, is just the fact that 3 agent teams, both Seasons Breeders and Ed Sheeran's fan club, are both free agent teams, and they are both the dominant leads of each of their groups. So if that is the finals we see, Seasons Breeders versus, hold on. Alright, that was interesting. I don't know really what that was about, but okay. Dimmer X trying to protect the turret, but gonna take a lot of damage here. The turret hasn't gone down just yet, but it finally has. Mitter gonna go down to the True Shot Barrage. Nice shooting from Crimson Cat. That's their 5th kill and the 1st kill for Crimson Cat in this game. But this team's fan club now knocking on the inhibitor turrets with a 10,000 gold lead pre 20 minutes, or 24 minutes, excuse me. As I was saying before, both the Seasons Greeters and Ed Sheeran's fan club were created from captains who had no idea of any of the players for their teams before the season started, and they've come together as these 2 very incredible teams. Very, very frightening. If they were in the finals, that'd be pretty cool to see, especially because they're also not legacy teams, obviously, since they are brand new, as opposed to teams like Sundown Siege Republic to a certain extent, or Baron Laners or Black Turtles too. Having fresh talent, I guess, in the LCS does make it a little bit more exciting. Especially if we do expand even more teams next semester. Next semester we might go to 16 teams, but that'll definitely be the way it stays for maybe forever. But 14 teams was kind of an odd number. We definitely had the players to do it though. Oh, Mitter Disconino gets a kill. I almost thought he made a misplay, but the gravity field was not able to take effect fast enough, and Mitter Disconino is so damn fed that he can burst down Late September without a moment's hesitation. Team Single Asian now looking for a way to win this game. The question is, how in the hell do they do that? They need to make a pick, but the thing is, their team composition is not one suited for that kind of a situation. Dimmerx taking a lot of damage here. Gonna get a nice 3-mana ultimate. Lyra gets taken very low, but Mitter Disconino has killed Yuumi Big Mac meanwhile, which is the healer for TSA, and Sexy gonna go in. Crimson Cat takes a lot of damage, and Crimson Cat forced to jump away. Empan now gonna get hit by the explosion shot, knocked back, and goes down to Lyra 6. 2-0-4 on the Tristana, and the Mastery PM. Oh, sexy, narrowly dodging that laser. And wow, that was pretty ham. Oh my god, speaking of ham. Oh my god, speaking of damage. And Serial's gonna get out alive. No, he's not, because he tried to kill the turret before he could get out. Nice. I kind of regret that I never casted any games offline. So many missed opportunities. Oh, just for casting this? Yeah, that would have been sweet. Or just in general. Casting offline is so much fun. 26 minutes in. 2 inhibitors down. You know, 13,000, 12,000 gold lead now. Over to Ed Sheeran's fan club. And they are sending a message to the team that they play in the finals. Whether that be the Baron Laners or the Seasons Greeters. They are a team to be reckoned with. And they are looking... Wow. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get a replay of that. Hold on. Alright, that's a little bit too far. I want to replay that problem. I don't even care if the game ends right now. Hold on. Did he just walk up and steal that red buff? Timestamp, please report, bro. Seriously though, I doubt it's actually gonna matter. I just thought it was funny. Well, he took all the way, took the time out of his day to walk up to that red buff and just queued away casually. Oh boy. Oh man, late September flash away. No, that's so much damage. Yikes. Oh my god. No, late September, you're dead. Bye. Burial's probably gonna die too. Just before killing Yumi, yep. Ah, that was the clone. Mido Disco Nuno and Serial making some sneaky plays. Sneaky deaky. But Mido Disco Nuno might be in trouble now. Grundle and Malphite on the chase. Hold on. Meanwhile, though, because there's 2 members in the bot lane, it looks like Etching and Shankle just going to go for the Baron, and there's no vision at all. Mido Disco Nuno, can he get out alive, though? That's the big question here. The Baron's definitely going to go down. Oh, he's going to be okay, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Inhibit, or Nexus turret's going down. Mido Disco Nuno surviving, and a Baron down as well. 28 minutes in. And Ed Sheeran's fan club have more or less wrapped this game up in a neat little bow right before Christmas and given it to themselves. They're going to have quite a bit of time to, you know, research the team they play against. Unless Team Single Agent managed to make the most godlike comeback in League of Legends history in the next few minutes. Oh yeah, the red buff steal, we saw that. That was pretty hilarious. So here we go. This could be the last hurrah for TSA versus Ed Sheeran's fan club in the second game of the series. It's only a best of 3, so there's no games to play after this if the fan club take it here. Pan trying to go into Sexy, doing a lot of damage. Sexy doesn't have Mega Gnar just yet. Sexy just gonna hop away. Teriel's going to be making quick work of that turret, and 2 inhibitors are down. They cannot lose a 3rd one, especially with the Baron on the enemy team. They have to make a fight happen. Sexy's going to hop in, going to get a 5-man knockback. He's going to go down with the turret pretty quickly, but Serial chasing in late September does not have flash and goes down, and this is just going to be a clear ace. Most likely. Not going to be clean, but it's definitely going to be enough. Not actually going to be an ace. Both Crimson and Pan going to make it, but that's definitely going to be the game. Just under 30 minutes, Ed Sheeran's fan club take this series 2-0 in the UVa LCS Semifinals for the Fall 2015 split, and they are going to advance to the finals.